If your life feels a little too predictable right now, keep walking with me. Welcome to the Healing Mini Mile. I'm Carrie, your walking bestie. And by the end of this walk, I hope you're going to feel more open, more willing, and a little more ready to take a step in a new direction. Because sometimes the reason we stay in the same place isn't because we don't want more for ourselves, it's because we're afraid to take that next step. We're afraid it won't work, or that we'll fail, or make the wrong decision, or we're afraid of what might change if it does work. So we stay where we are, not because it feels amazing, but because it feels known. Right before I started this podcast, my life looked very different than it does now. I was in a really low place. I was in bed most days, working from bed, eating from bed, scrolling, thinking, staying stuck in my own head. It felt heavy. It felt repetitive, and it felt like every day was blending into the next. And I could feel it, that quiet awareness of, I don't want my life to look like this. And the thing that actually got me to move was fear. Not fear in the moment, but fear of what my life would look like if nothing changed. If I kept going like that for months or years, that thought hit me in a way I couldn't ignore. So I did something different. I got up and I walked to the end of my street. That was it. That was really all I could do. There was no big plan, no full life reset, just the end of the street. And even that felt like something. It felt like movement, like a little tiny shift. It felt like I interrupted something that had been on repeat. And that's when I started to understand this on a deeper level. Sometimes we get overwhelmed thinking the shift we need is so huge that we don't go after anything at all. And a lot of that comes from fear. Fear makes it feel like everything has to be figured out before we start. Fear makes it feel like the step has to be perfect. Fear makes the change feel bigger than it actually is. So we wait, we overthink, we stay where it feels safe. But here's what's actually true. It's the small, tiny changes that add up. It's the small decisions repeated over time that create a completely different life. And most of the time, the first step is the hardest one. Not because it's big, but because it's new. And there's a real reason for this. Our brains are wired to keep us in patterns. The more we repeat something, a habit, a routine, even a way of thinking, the stronger that pathway becomes. It's efficient and familiar. It feels automatic. So when you try to do something different, even when it's something small, your brain pushes back. It sends thoughts like, this isn't necessary, or we can do this later, or this isn't going to matter. Not because it's true, but because your brain is trying to keep you in what it already knows. But the moment you do something different, you start creating a new pathway. And the more you repeat that, the easier it becomes. And that's how change actually works. So, for you, this might look different. Maybe it's staying in a job that doesn't feel aligned with who you are anymore. And you keep telling yourself you'll figure it out later. Maybe it's knowing you want to feel better in your body, move more, eat differently, take better care of yourself, and you keep putting it off. Maybe it's a relationship where something in you knows it's time for a shift. Or it could be something even quieter, a habit, a thought pattern, a way of showing up that keeps repeating. But you can feel it. Whatever it is, that awareness that something could be different is there. So here's what I want you to do today. One thing, one small change. Maybe it's taking a different route on your walk, or reaching out to someone, trying a new workout, signing up for something you've been thinking about, saying something you've been holding in, or doing something you've been putting off. You don't have to commit to it forever. You're just choosing it today. And I want you to really hear this. You are not stuck. It might feel that way because you've been repeating the same pattern, but that doesn't mean you're stuck. The moment you choose something different, even something small, you've already started moving. You've already started shifting. You've already proven to yourself that you can choose another path. And if there's fear there, that's okay. Fear doesn't mean stop. Sometimes it means you're standing right at the edge of something new and something exciting. I know what it feels like to stay in the same place. And I know what it feels like to take that first step, even when it's small, even when it feels uncertain. That walk to the end of my street changed more than I ever expected it to. Not because it was big, but because it was something different. Your end of the street exists too, and it's closer than you think. So take the step. Try the other path. See what opens up for you. I've got your back. Well, we made it to the end of this walk, and I'm so happy you're here. Be sure to follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And leaving a 5-star review helps us reach more people and is appreciated more than you know. A big shout out to those who have already done so. You'll find helpful tools and resources linked in the show notes, along with an option to support the podcast and keep it ad-free. And don't forget to listen to the Healing Minute episode that goes along with this week's walks if you haven't already. It's a short meditation to help you carry some calm and peace into the rest of your day. As always, thank you so much for walking with me today here on the Healing Mile, and I'll see you on the path again soon.